According to Vanguard News, I would say Igbo leader Chief Ulasi reveals details of missing with Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. According to Vanguard newspaper, Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB), recently held a meeting with the esteemed Igbo leader Chief Dan Ulasi within the confines of the Department of State Services (DSS) complex in Abuja. During the meeting, they engaged in a candid exchange of ideas concerning the current state of affairs in the southeastern region. Chief Ulasi attested to Kanu's sound health and positive demeanor following the meeting. He also revealed that the initiative for the meeting was taken by Mazi Kanu himself, and he made a specific request of Indigo, which will be disclosed in due course. In a statement to the press, Chief Ulasi said, Kanu sent for me and I went to see him. I went through the entire process and went there and we met. We had heart-to-heart discussions, and he passed some specific instructions about what is happening in the southeastern part of the country. We spent almost an hour together. We had very serious and intense discussions affecting the course of this country and essentially the southeast. The details will come later. But the most important thing is that we met for almost an hour. Now, according to Ulasi, it says they met and there was a meeting with Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for over a year or two, thereabout, I believe there is something the government of Nigeria wants to achieve from this. That's what I believe. And concerning Nnamdi Kanu and Ulasi, so many Igbo leaders have been trying to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu, is being released, and also there's a narrative that Simon Ekpa has really done havoc for the economic situation in the southeastern part of the country, which has led to the sit-at-home order. It was being said that maybe it was Kanu that gave the order until he is being released before they can do something else, but it wasn't like that. Nnamdi Kanu, in other words, was just detained, was extraordinary rendered extradition, But as it is, if the Igbo leaders or Nnamdi Igbo are working, tirelessly to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu, receives freedom, I believe God will intervene. And also the sit-at-home, order, which was earlier read, and in our own opinion, in the Igbo's opinion, we believe the sit-at-home order was not given by Nnamdi Kanu, rather given by Simon Ekpa. And now the businesses from Monday or risk shutdown, Imo government tells a bank, in other words, to avert the situation, so that the government or the 5 eastern state governors, trying to be selfish about the economy, but they do not care about the livelihood of every individual living in Igbo. But in Owerri, the Imo State, the Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Simon Ebegbulem, has described what he described as the colossal damage to Igbo businesses across the southeast in the last couple of years as a result of the Monday sit-at-home, warning that the state government will shut down businesses, including banks who fail to open for businesses from Monday. If there have been ultimatum that any shop that does not open on Monday will be shut down. Same vein should go to that any judge or any DSS officials that do not want Nnamdi Kanu's release will be dealt with. vice versa. Instead of stressing so millions of people in the southeast concerning the sit-at-home order or opening of shops and every other thing, Nnamdi Kanu also should be released. Also, just one person is making the whole entire Igbo land to face chaos or thereabout. We are also addressing the press conference in Owerri, the Imo State capital, on Thursday. Ebegulem has told the strides of the Governor Hope Uzodinma-led administration, asserting that the governor has continued to bring development and deliver on the dividends of a democracy to the people of the state in the last 4 years. Now, he also likened the Monday Sit at Home campaign across the southeastern part of the country to a poisonous arrow, adding that it was designed to impoverish the poor masses and aimed at destroying their means of a livelihood. He disclosed that the government has already rolled out palliatives to the people of the state from across the 27 local government areas, also to caution the effect of fuel subsidy removal and its attendant challenges ahead of further intervention by the federal government. Now, according to him, the state governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, has directed relevant agencies to review stocks availability and start responding to the plight of the people of the state, particularly those in the most vulnerable category. Governor Hope Uzodinma has already drawn up plans and is distributing palliatives. We ascertain that the most vulnerable at the moment are PLWDs because they are the ones that go out to beg or do some menial jobs in order to put food on their table. This is across the 27 local government council. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, on the other hand, is still languishing in the Department of State Services custody. The covers of the judiciary of Nigeria is jeopardized. Like Bruce Finn said, one of Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, he said, wow, the judiciary system of Nigeria is compromised. What that simply means is that they do not have power of their own. I don't know how many people represent the judiciary, because when Malami was the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, he had all the old prowess, he had all the old powers, he had all the authority to himself to nullify any court rulings, to nullify any court verdict, and this has affected, the judiciary system, and that was why Bruce Fein is from UK. Was advocating for Nnamdi Kanu and the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. He said the judiciary is compromised in Nigeria. Now, if Governor Uzodinma already drawn up plans and is distributing palliative, we are certain that the most vulnerable at the moment are PLWDs because they are the ones that go out to beg or do some menial jobs. But in other words, if Nnamdi Kanu and the sit at home are related, I believe Nnamdi Kanu has said his own open letter to Simon Ekpa to desist from any sit at home, to make sure that there is no more sit at home. People should not, die because he is in captivity. But notwithstanding, Nnamdi Kanu is still in the custody of the Department of State Services.